attributed to stress?
I think that's a very good question. Again, as I said before, stress is an internal reaction. And it doesn't cause all problems, but it can make a lot of problems you have worse. For example, diabetes. Stress may not necessarily cause diabetes, but it can complicate your diabetic condition. Hypertension, heart disease, etc. As I said in the earlier segment, it's about perception. So you need to know what closet door literally you should not open. The resources that you have to have usually are learned. So again, in terms of prevention, you need to be aware of what your circumstances are, what your resources are. Remember, I define stress in terms of discrepancy between perceived demands, be they financial or otherwise, and resources that you have. Over a period of time, stress can take its toll. So the chronic diseases that you and I may experience, like diabetes, heart disease, etc., stress can contribute to these diseases manifesting themselves over time if we do not control or stress appropriately. And exercise is certainly one way to have to go about this, but also about meditation, certain kind of sedentary lifestyles. How often do you eat before you sleep? These are some tips that we can use to actually mitigate against the stress getting out of control.
Thank you. Hi, my question pertains to HIV. Is there a specific age where consent would be necessary for a young person to get tested for HIV in the state of Maryland?
In the state of Maryland, a consent is still required for everyone to get tested. And in general, I would be testing someone under 18 in my office with parental consent.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my question is for Dr. Madison. Earlier, OB mentioned about a shoestring budget, and that fits me. Is there a place where I can go to purchase healthy but low-cost food?
One of the things that I would suggest is you can even go to farmers market. You can also, as I mentioned as well, you can probably go to we call them you might be familiar with the Costco's or the BJ's or things of that sort. They have a lot of foods that you may not necessarily want to include in your diet on a full time, like a lot of the frozen foods, but they have a wide assortment of low cost vegetables, nuts, as well as some juices that you might be able to incorporate into your diet at a lower cost. In other words, you can buy them in bulk. As well, you can go to co-ops as well.
Okay, and does sodium play a part in the frozen food as much as it does in the canned food?
I'm sorry?
Sodium, does that play a part in the frozen food as much as it does in the canned food?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And that's one of the things that I would tell people to really read your labels, and definitely you want to make sure that you don't have a lot of sodium in your diet, because of course that can lead to, as we know, hypertension, and especially that's a problem in our community.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my question is for Dr. Lynette. Can you tell us some of the symptoms of HIV?
Okay, the important thing to realize is that one can be HIV infected and have no symptoms whatsoever, which is why there is a push for universal testing. But some of the things that may get one's attention that should lead to consideration of a test would be fevers that are otherwise unexplained, swollen glands that you can't put into the context of another illness, like swollen neck glands when you don't have a sore throat, or swollen glands all over. Weight loss when you're not trying to lose weight, particularly if you've historically had trouble losing weight. Recurrent vaginal infections in women, or a persistent vaginal infections with yeast in women, or persistent yeast infections of the mouth when one hasn't gotten a lot of antibiotics or steroids or other things that might cause it. I guess one more thing for women might be a history of a repeatedly abnormal pap smear.
Thank you.
Well, I guess that's all the questions we have today, and I want to thank all our experts for bringing out time from their busy schedule for being here today, and a round of applause for our studio audience. Thank you so much. Well, that's our show. To learn more about the issues discussed on today's show and the Healthier You Fit Kids Health and Fitness Expo, visit Fit Solutions website at www.fitsolution.org. Or you can also check out our website at www.accessmontgomery.tv. I'm Obi Morwit, and thank you for watching Access to Healthy Living.